They bring colour and class to the catwalk, introducing new styles and trends. The visionary Christian Audigier, the inspiring Stefano Pilati, the artistic Paul and Joe, the highly influential Eddie Slimane, and Riccardo Tisci, a creative and gifted artist. Known as the king of jeans, Christian Audigier has displayed a creative side to fashion that has seen him rise quickly in the ranks of some of fashion's greatest designers. This French fashion designer first made a name for himself as a fashion jeans designer, but has since gone on to design for and make popular brands such as Diesel, Fiorucci and Von Dutch, which has been one of his most successful brand collaborations so far. He built up many brands and oversees their international distribution in retail stores. One of his most recent ventures, though, is with the high-end brand Ed Hardy, which is based on tattoo artist Don Ed Hardy.
I like colors and I don't see the world without colors. This is why my brand is all about colors, colors, colors. And it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. So people want to be a part of this lifestyle and to want to wear clothes fun, you know.
In 2004, he parted from Von Dutch and began to establish the Ed Hardy brand. He was given exclusive rights to the godfather of tattoos, Don Ed Hardy's designs, and used this to create a brand that has now become popular with rock and pop stars around the world. His street clothing started a craze. His fashion shows are just as loud as the designs on his clothing, with bold and vintage tattoo print t-shirts making appearances in collections that also include underwear or what resembled underwear. More recently, the famed fashion designer unveiled the Ed Hardy Spring 2009 collection at Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, keeping with the label's edgy trademark, as models walked the runway in funky rock and roll, bright designs against a backdrop of graffiti mural in a collection titled Sweet Fame.
The inspiration is again watching people in the street, watching people on magazine, you know, because I like celebrities and gossip. So my clothes are for when I design clothes, it's for celebrities, you know, and the world embraces my brand today.
Audigier has shown his ability as a successful designer, often working on more than one project at a time, including his own thriving label. And debuting a clothing line is a lot of work, especially in his case, when in 2007 he was showcasing in the same week his own line and Ed Hardy's. He introduced Sexpensive and fused the elements of hot rod tattoo and cholo culture along with a nod to his own culture. Later in 2007, Audigier added a special French twist to LA Fashion Week with a La Vie en Rose inspired collection which paid homage to the beauty of his French roots and the ingenuity of America, where he now calls home. His much-anticipated show incorporated architectural landmarks into the set, as both male and female models came out carrying oversized metallic carry-on bags. Feathered boas accompanied slinky dresses with gold tights, and matching berets came in a variety of colors. And he sprinkled the charcoal carpet lining the runway with glitter to match the neon sparkle of his logo. Being the master showman, his Spring 2009 show entitled American Lord had models walking on a runway lined with live grass. They paraded in distressed, screen-printed, blinged-out shredded jeans and strutted in top hats with massive Great Dane hounds in tow. The clothes were signature Audigier, a mashup of graphic symbols, glitter, rhinestones and denim, this time with pleated plaid skirts, stretch leggings, tartan trousers and tartan tights. And he admitted that he based the collection on a mixture of feedback received from people who buy his brand. Christian Audigier, the king of the Ed Hardy empire and the moving force behind many brands, including his own booming label, has become a definite fashion icon and gained an outstanding amount of achievements. His energetic, edgy and creative designs have made him a global success. growing up surrounded by stylish women has made this creative Italian designer Stefano Pilati one of the leading designers of his generation. Originally inspired by his sister's fashion magazines, Pilati began by sketching designs for his siblings. In the 1980s, he studied environmental design in Milan and completed an internship at Cerruti, a Milan high-end luxury brand. After a number of years gaining employment and even more experience with well-known fashion brands such as Armani, Prada and Miu Miu, he joined the iconic Yves Saint Laurent in 2000 as the women's director and second in charge behind legendary American designer Tom Ford, who was the label's then creative director. By 2004, Pilati was promoted to creative director, making his official international debut for the label in late 2004. Since then, he has come up with some inspirational creations, pleasing fashion lovers. Always impeccably turned out, Pilati is the embodiment of the dandified male, and it shows on his catwalk. Linen blazers with slightly peaked shoulders in cool shades of sand or slate blue appeared in 2006, with trousers that were cropped above the ankle, revealing slip-on moccasins in python or fringed suede, worn barefoot or with the most transparent of socks. Even his beachwear was refined with a striped sailor top that was paired with slouchy pants set off by a slim red belt. Pilati introduced plenty of volume in 2007 with his menswear show in Paris, as models paraded around in oversized jumpers, giant cardigans and massive overcoats. And grey flannel trousers with a dropped crotch and bling-tastic bags accompanied checked blazers topped with oversized cowls in ribbed wool or black mink. For women's wear in 2008, Pilati had geometry on the mind for YSL. While other designers had the look of exotic cultures, Pilati opted to use Oriental-inspired touches like kimono sleeves. Slim grey tailored wool jackets sprouted square pleats of fabric behind the shoulder. Being a fan of incongruous trouser shapes, he showed a variety of dhoti pants that swaddled the legs in fabric to the knee. Pilati even revealed a green lurex organza blouse that showed a black brassiere and was an imitation of the transparent blouses infamously launched by Yves Saint Laurent himself in 1971. Master tailoring took center stage in early 2009 as Pilati paired razor-cut elongated jackets with tapered pants in blacks and charcoal greys. The influential designer also displayed several standalone pieces in black leather, including a strapless bustier with a zipper down the front and leather overalls with black straps marking an X across the model's back. Proving to be quite successful in the fashion field, Pilati has attracted some of the most glamorous celebrities to his fashion shows, such as actress Mila Jovovich, who had plenty of praise for the designer.
YSL represents everything that is strong and glamorous and classic. I mean, but with an edge, you know? They've always been sort of on the sidelines of glamour. So in a sense, it's like one of the most glamorous brands, but also very edgy and very modern.
He has also managed to dress many actresses in his beautiful gowns for award shows and galas. Kate Winslet looked flawless clutching her Academy Award in a dark and sophisticated grey satin and black tulle Yves Saint Laurent dress by Stefano Pilati at the 2009 Oscars. While the radiant Dion Kruger, model Claudia Schiffer and stunning Brooke Shields all looked the part wearing YSL while attending the Metropolitan Opera's 125th anniversary gala. Stefano Pilati is probably one of the best ambassadors for the YSL brand and has emerged as one of the most influential couturiers, leading the way for many young and up-and-coming creative fashion designers. With her own distinctive and creative style, Parisian-born designer Sophia Albu is the creator and designer of the fun, fresh and funky fashion label Paul & Joe. Having trained at the Institut Français de la Mode, Albu gained a position with Tunisian-born French couturier Azzedine Alia. It was here that she improved her flair for fashion and found her style. From this, she created her own brand in 1995, Paul & Joe. Named after her two sons, Paul & Jo originally began as a menswear line that was young, refreshing, retro and colourful. Since the launch of the label, the brand is now carried in over 30 flagship stores, including Paris, London and Tokyo, as well as high-end retailers worldwide. In 2006, she even designed a collection for Target Corporation's Go International line using her Paul & Jo label. Now well known around the world, Albu's fashion shows are just as lively as her clothes. She brought back a little light and dark to the catwalks of Paris for her label in 2006, bringing back linen for the summer collection, along with the long-standing favourite cotton. Her chosen look was masculine, yet stylish, as models arrived on the catwalk in narrow-fitted suits and crisp shirts with eye-catching touches like glittering belts. She even had a mixture of bad boy looks with leather jackets, t-shirts bearing skulls and dark shirts, and good boy looks with a range of clean and simple combinations of shirts and trousers in black, white or beige. In 2007, she brought back the British gentleman with a trendy collection for the winter season and fused the wardrobe of the British Oxford Don with an LA R&B gangster. Her back-to-basics runway with speakers stacked precariously on top of one another had models in bomber jackets with fur around the hood and were worn over the top of tweed jackets and waistcoats, which in turn were worn over roll-necked tops. She even finished the look off with bright red jogging bottoms. Basketball boots were teamed with any number of different styles of trouser and even Burberry-style socks, and were matched with a mix of tweed and silk and worn with bright roll-necked sweaters with an array of medallions adorning the wearers. Accessories were very street and included gold medallions, sovereign rings and oversized watches. But also thrown into the mix were more preppy touches in the form of spectacles and silken embroidered woolen scarves. Hats were used to top off the multi-layered look and were mostly of the tweed check cap variety. The palette, which at first glance was subdued, was enlivened by the use of dashes of ultra-bright reds, greens, oranges and yellows. Two years later, in 2009, Albu presented a very youthful collection at Paris Fashion Week, wanting the collection to be happy and fresh as an escape from the horrible times of today.
Happy and living and fresh. That's exactly what I wanted from this collection. These days it's not easy, as you know. I will not tell you again, because every morning you watch TV, you open newspaper, is horrible. Anyway, fashion has to be dreams.
Models wore black leggings or washed-out jeans with t-shirts under puffer jackets. However, Albu also featured a lot of fur in her ready-to-wear collection. There was even a model with a whole fox around her shoulders that had been dyed in a bright blue hue. The second part of the show, though, was all about mini sparkling dresses in black, gold or multicolored. So for this Paris-based designer, she offers a style to suit just about everybody, mixing the edgy look with the more conservative and self-respecting appearance. The Paul & Jo designer Sophia Albu has clearly come up with some of the most creative designs for the young, hip and chic fashion lovers of today. Best known as the creator of the Dior home line for Christian Dior, is the highly creative and highly influential Tunisian-French fashion designer Yves Saint Laurent. Originally studying political science and art history, Saint Laurent also received training in tailoring. From the early to mid-1990s, he gained work on a number of fashion projects with Jean-Jacques Picard, who is known for his marketing and public relations, most notably the centenary exhibition of Louis Vuitton's monogram. By 1997, he was appointed as collections and art director for Yves Saint Laurent, where his distinct tailoring caught the attention of Hollywood's elite. But by 1999, he had decided to leave, a year later being appointed as the creative director at Christian Dior, managing and making popular the brand Dior Homme. His 2005 catwalk show moved to a rock and roll beat, and to help emphasize the connection, Rolling Stones frontman Mick Jagger sat in the front row at the high-energy show. Slimane, whose designs cross the gender divide, incorporated ideas taken from the streets of London, with references that borrowed from the 1960s mod style, as well as contemporary cool inspired by new rock bands. He sent out would-be rockers in low-riding stovepipe trousers held up by tiny suspenders, black shirts, skinny ties, two-tone patent leather shoes, cropped jackets and jaunty hats. For a more glam look, the French designer offered the skin-tight trousers in sequins and sparkling print jackets. And his black jacket with white music notes would suit the aspiring singer looking to make an impression. Slimane was certainly hitting the high notes in the fashion stakes. Evidence of his growing status was honoured by the presence of fashion legend Karl Lagerfeld, who supposedly lost a staggering amount of weight in order to fit into Slimane's slim suits. In 2006, Slimane unveiled a sophisticated collection in front of big-name front-row guests such as actress Charlotte Rampling and REM singer Michael Stipe. Slimane reworked the classic men's tuxedo with shorter tails or reshaped fronts and gave the winter Dior menswear collection a slim silhouette but with wide trousers worn with a t-shirt or long jacket. He gave men the choice of trench or belted coats and, for a more dramatic effect, draped black capes over shoulders.
It was really about couture for men, which is a definition I started really when I was at Saint Laurent 7 years ago, and I sort of moved on from that idea and from that technique, and I wanted to come back to it.
Slimane delivered a pitch-perfect display of androgynous styles for Men's Fashion Week in 2006, as models with blunt fringes paraded skin-tight jeans and leather jackets in true rock star style, and being keen at the time to launch a fully-fledged women's wear line, his collection showed evidence of feminine touches, which ranged from the white sequined embroidered jacket to the Balenciaga-style kimono pleating on the back of a black taffeta blazer. In early 2007, designers at the time were reinventing trousers and proposing looks such as leggings and drop-crotch flannel pants. Slimane, however, opted to go one step further in his collection for Dior Homme by sending out men in dhoti pants that swaddled the leg in fabric from the waist down to the knee. Rendered in smart grey or black gabardine, they were paired with rough workman's boots, giving the look an unexpected edge. The designer now attracts such slavish devotion from his celebrity clientele that everyone from actress Charlize Theron, who wore a Dior Homme suit, to rising star Zac Efron, who hotted up the red carpet in a grey suit and skinny black tie, wear his designs. The highly influential Yves Slimane is known for his almost obsessive pursuit of ideas. But obsessive or not, his creative ideas have definitely turned him into the leading designer he is today. Revitalizing the Givenchy brand with his wild imagination, brilliant ideas and stunning designs is the creative Italian fashion designer Riccardo Tisci. Being a relatively newcomer to the fashion industry, Tisci only graduated from London's Central St Martin's College of Art and Design in 1999 and proved himself as a successful designer by being hired as the creative director of Givenchy only a few years later in 2005. Before Givenchy, though, Tisci gained experience working for a series of fashion companies, eventually to release his own collection at the Milan Fall 2005-2006 Fashion Week. In early 2005, Tisci was officially chosen as the creative director of Givenchy for haute couture, ready-to-wear and accessories, and the hot young Italian designer has since presented some outstanding runway shows that are highly stylized. In 2007, he brought a touch of Africa to Paris with a variety of fabrics and styles that were only becoming more eclectic as the models strutted on the runway. Alternating the slim lines of skinny-legged trouser suits with draped flowing evening wear, Tisci never strayed far from the central motif of animal skin. His haute couture in early 2008 featured his trademark gothic look on a ballerina-inspired collection, saying that he wanted his ballerinas to symbolize four things: religion, romanticism, sensuality and gothic style. Even model Natalia Vodianova, who attended the show, says she wasn't put off by the mock effect. Tisci then continued his Gothic romanticism for his next collection, which he also mixed with strict tailoring. He piled kilos of silver crosses and chains onto tailored black coats and embroidered patterns onto sexy black satin blouses. He used lace to fine effect and used other figure-hugging material either as camouflage on a see-through dress or as a trim on wool coats laden with black passementerie and thick faux gemstones. By May 2008, Tisci had become the designer of Givenchy's menswear division and unveiled his first collection in Paris, where the mood was dark, brooding and once again Gothic. Tisci sent models down the catwalk wearing eyelet punch scarves tied gypsy style at the neck. His black palette showed off the tailoring of the shirts and suits, along with a selection of black leather shorts and sleek tuxedos that were accompanied by slim-cut trousers. But there was a funkier edge too, with shorts layered over cropped leggings and a shocking selection of pink. Tisci has also provided plenty of daywear options alongside his stunning draped jersey evening gowns for his haute couture collections in 2008, as his models traipsed valiantly across a catwalk covered in wood chips, with a collection inspired by the Inca citadel of Machu Picchu. Colours were fairly dark, however some brighter hues were thrown in to lighten up the mood. He has been known to stick to his trademark palette of black, white and the occasional flash of nude, and in late 2008 walked a tightrope between good and evil. There were some bizarre digressions as well, like jeans with built-in leather chaps and black leggings with white arabesque appliques. Bizarre or not, Tisci has managed to woo many of the rich and famous, designing gowns that have been worn to red carpet events. But there's no one better to pull off the bizarre look than the crazed rocker Courtney Love, who attended the 2009 Elle Style Awards wearing a long, draping black gown with puffy shoulders from Givenchy's Spring 2009 collection. Actress Hilary Swank chose something a little more unconventional than she would normally wear from Givenchy's Fall 2008 couture collection with this one-shouldered lilac gown. So since joining the Givenchy team, Riccardo Tisci has revived the brand and brought it a new image, which in turn has made him and the label into a critical and lucrative success.